Hello guys, hello everybody that is watching to another episode
Hello.
of our podcast, The New Lifestyle, which is podcast number 4 now we're recording.
Yeah.
We're at the moment in an apartment
In Kuala Lumpur,
which country?
Malaysia.
Good. It's quite confusing sometimes for people. Singapore, Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur. Anyway, we're Kuala Lumpur, capital of Malaysia. Yeah, it's really nice here, I think. To keep it short, because in this podcast number 4, we actually gonna speak about something totally different, which is India, the country, beautiful India.
Where we've been for the past month.
Yeah, we stayed almost a month in India.
Survived.
We survived. Well, you're still a bit recovering, I think, as you maybe can hear. Yeah, we actually got a bit sick, both actually.
A lot.
Anda a bit more than me, unfortunately. So that's why we also didn't really record anything for the last month, I think.
Yeah.
Because of course, if your health is not great, it's a bit hard to, well, anyway, to speak and to present yourself. So that's why we took it a bit more easy. But of course, today we're gonna speak about India. So Anda, how was India for you?
Mad.
Mad. You're mad or India is mad? I have seen Anda mad a couple of times indeed.
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah, India is not normal.
Yeah, what is normal?
No, it's not anything that you can think
Yeah.
about. That's why it's not in any kind of normal. Like, nothing can prepare you for India.
No. Did we prepare enough?
No.
Can you prepare enough?
No.
True, I think it's not like we were naive, I think, because we read some stuff, of course, which we normally do before we travel, to be a bit informed. But yeah, India is India indeed. I think I would describe it in one word as probably as crazy in a lot of ways.
Mad.
Yeah, it's nothing we are used to actually from, or what we have seen in Europe so far.
In Asia also.
And indeed, also in Asia, like, we are wondering even if India belongs, well, yeah, it's Asia, but
It's a different world anyway.
Yeah, we speak normally about Southeast Asia, I think, because that's where we travel the most. Anyway, so India, where did we start our traveling?
In beautiful, polluted, like crazy polluted Delhi.
Yeah, that's of course also one of the first things we read when we arrived from Abu Dhabi to Delhi, that Delhi is polluted. Well, that's not an understatement, let's say. It was crazy.
I think it's the second most polluted city at all in the world.
Yeah, we googled it, yeah.
I don't know exactly, they're disputing about some city in China would be more polluted, but I highly doubt anyway. It's, together with the dirt, for sure the most crazy city in the entire world.
Yeah. I remember we arrived there in the night, a bit tired from traveling. And as soon as we went like in the air bridge towards the terminal in the airport, there was like blue air everywhere. I honestly thought, I told Anda, like, they just did a smoke exercise or something. Like, what's going on here? It's crazy. But after, let's say, 20 minutes in the airport, we found out, okay, it's everywhere like that.
It's normal.
Which outside is also like that. Yeah, that was crazy for us. Like, and you feel directly, I think, after, indeed, 20 minutes or something, you feel your throat, you start coughing a bit. Maybe we are really sensitive because we're from Europe. We're not used to it. Which already got a bit of discomfort, I think. Not even speaking about finding our taxi and everything outside the airport, which is like 20,000 people coming to you. They all want something from you, of course. I think mainly also because, yeah, you look like a tourist. They think that you have money. Which anyway, in India, in general, it works like that. We found out with our light skin color. Yeah, they see you're not from India, and yeah, they believe you have money. And a lot of people want something from you,
Yeah.
which can be good or bad sometimes because they also want to help you. But sometimes it's a bit, I think, hard to find out if they want to help you because they're good people or because they want something in return, money.
Disclaimer: nobody wants to help you because they're good people. Everybody wants something.
We met some people that didn't ask for money, but maybe they expect it, or you feel like you have to give something.
Yeah, there is no such thing like you meet a nice person and it helps you and that's it. It's
True.
just a pure friendship and that's it. There is no such thing.
Yeah, I think that's something, if you compare to other countries, maybe more Southeast Asia, it feels a bit more genuine, to be honest. They help you and they look happy to help you.
Yeah.
In India, I think we had a bit more, they want something, like, that was kind of obvious. Which sometimes, in the beginning, feels a bit uncomfortable. Plus, it's hard always, I find, to...
It always feels uncomfortable. It never gets better.
Like, also, you don't want to be too much of a asshole, let's say, to... You know, to ignore everybody. Because maybe some people have good intentions. Anyway, maybe, now that we speak about it, we can speak about a bit the people in India.
Okay.
What was your observation during a month about the people there?
I think people there, they're split in two parts. I saw differences between the north side and the south side.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the north part was bad, like uneducated people, and you could see that it was very obvious. South was getting better, but in general, I don't think there's such thing as, I don't know, like you can fully trust somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Like you cannot trust anybody. Like literally, like even the nicest people we met, like I can't trust them.
For me, it's more like the people that I maybe can trust is the ones that is indeed, it's not about money. So we were sitting in a train and we had separate tickets, and I was speaking with a friendly Indian guy, and he was a doctor, and actually we chatted quite a lot.
Yeah.
Then, you know, it's not about I need to buy something from him or he needs to get something from me. So then I feel like, oh, you know, it was just a friendly guy. But indeed, as soon as you go in a shop, to a beach, name it.
Hotel, on the street,
yeah.
Anywhere.
They love to sell stuff.
Anywhere you have interaction, they want something from you, no matter what. Even if they seem super friendly and until a certain point they seem like they don't want anything from you, and you start to build a relationship, like somehow you open and you can speak and go a bit further. At some point they will come with something super sensitive and you will feel bad if you don't help, or like things like that.
Yeah, that's another, because maybe we should, well, we went to the north, to Delhi, to Agra, where is the Taj Mahal.
Yes.
Then at some point, yeah, literally we could not take the pollution anymore after a week. We were both quite sick, our throats, we were coughing. It was bad, and I think 100% sure it was because of the pollution. So we decided to go to the south, which...
I think I also had some bacteria. It was further than that.
Yeah, we maybe both had a virus or something, I don't know.
Then later on I discovered that actually the water in Delhi, it's all polluted. Like every sample, it's full of E. coli and other kind of bacteria and stuff. And yeah, we didn't toothbrush with the water. But yeah, we showered our bodies with that water in Delhi. And above all the restaurants, and you know, when they wash dishes or the fruits or the veggies, it's that water they use. So yeah.
Yeah, so then we went to, I don't know if I say it right, Trivandrum, which is in the south of India. Later went to Kochi, and from there we left. And of course, in those places we did some trips and stuff. Maybe we speak about later. But then people have maybe a bit of idea where we went, because India is of course so big, so much to see. But yeah, we're speaking about the people, and I think what Anders says, of course I can confirm because I was there. There's a big difference between the people in the north and in the south. Also, like taxi drivers or in a tuk-tuk, which we use quite a lot, of course, to travel. Yeah, I remember in Delhi that just they were driving. The taxi driver, just opens the door and spitting on the floor while driving, and like, what is he doing? Which actually was quite normal. We found out later on because it happened many times to us that they're just spitting, and I think they're chewing some kind of tobacco, and I don't know, they're spitting some brown stuff. First I thought it was because of the pollution or something, that they have like just a lot of shites in their throat. But I think it's also because of they eat some tobacco. And
they
yeah,
do spit even if they don't have tobacco, and it's as disgusting as with tobacco. So.
And I asked a bit like the taxi drivers if their English was a bit better, which in general they speak quite good English, I have to say. I mean, you can arrange stuff with them. But they also said that the Indian government is not really helping the people, especially in Delhi. So if you are poor, you are poor and you're just on survival mode and you don't get any support from the government, which probably in the West is a bit different, of course. So that's why we also saw, literally people dying on the street, which was quite sad to see, of course. So that's also something we definitely saw, like many people, and also many, I think, poor people that we noticed. And people working basically the whole day for a couple of, rupees or dollars, which makes you also think, like, it's not too bad in the West, some things, like. But in the South, indeed, people were more, I think, laid back, a bit more this kind of beach vibe. They didn't look too stressed about a lot of things. So they were more like approachable, and I don't know, you feel their energy, let's say. They're more chill people. Not that pushing, that you have to buy something.
They are pushing. Even in the South, they are pushing.
Well, yeah, that's also something we noticed too.
There's no such thing, like I could stay and read for 5 minutes without being disturbed by somebody trying to sell me something. And every time I said no, it was even like more and more, like a no meant kind of a possible yes.
Yeah, it's something we noticed on the beach, especially touristic beach. The beach where more people, because it's pretty, that people trying to sell fruits or clothes. Indeed, if I said no, and especially second time when I got a bit more, let's say, direct, they kind of were leaving. But once I was not there and Anna was alone, you discovered different, right?
No,
like,
they're very much insisting, especially with women. Because I think a no from a woman, it's a possible yes. So it has to be really like, I found out the next day when I started to be really rude with them. Like from no thank you, I started to just show them the palm, not even look at them, like ignore them like that. And then some still insisted, how are you? And then I had to tell them I'm grumpy. And that made my day a bit easier. But like, if I'll be like for an hour at the beach alone, there'll be at least 20 people coming to disturb and like really, really insist to sell me something.
Yeah, that was sometimes a bit annoying.
Yeah.
That every 10 minutes, like, come on. I told them also, we come to you if we need something.
And there was the same people. People that were coming again and again
the
and
same
again.
Guy. They are desperate. They really try to.
Yeah.
I mean, I always try to look in, to put myself in their position or something to understand it a bit. But indeed, there are certain limits that for us is limits. For them, it's not. That's, of course, those cultural differences, I think, that we experience also. Yeah, that sometimes is not easy. Anyway, the people, what can we say more about them? Because we now well, yeah, actually, now we're speaking about the beach. We read a bit when we, of course, went to India about women, especially women that want to travel solo. Like, is it safe? Because, of course, you hear those stories about, well, rapings and those terrible things. I mean, luckily we didn't see anything of that or feel like that. But I see a bit maybe where it's coming from, or in a way of how men behave, which for me was, I mean, I'm quite confident and I know I'm with you, but let's say if I walk with Anda on the beach, yeah, I mean, it's okay, you know, if you want to look to a pretty lady, because I'm not gonna lie about it. I also, of course, look at pretty women sometimes, like, but to look like a minute, let's say, just like eyeballing, like, while I'm like just next to her, that's quite normal in India for Indian men, I found out. Which I'm sometimes, I don't know, in the West we don't do this stuff, of course, right? If you see a woman with her husband or with boyfriend, okay, you can look, but you don't look like 20 seconds and look even the boyfriend in the eyes and you don't care, you know? Like, it's a bit of a code, right? You don't do this stuff. Especially not, I don't know, if you're in a bikini or something, it's a bit obvious, right? If you're gonna watch 20 seconds to your whole body. But they don't mind and they do, so that can feel, I think, especially for a woman, a bit, yeah, intimidating maybe. Especially if you're not used to it. Even for me it was, honestly, a bit. Not that they look at me, but to Anda, and I'm like, come on guys. Now I know she's pretty, but I think that's something for me. That's the only thing about the people in India I was like, I don't understand, or at least I'm so different.
Well, besides that, like, I still posted some pictures from India, so it reached some locals that I have no clue who they are. But there's been several men that texted me, hey, let's meet, and yeah, you know, like...
Yeah, they're not shy.
My question is, like, what makes you think I would want to meet you? Like, who are you that I want to meet you anyway? I mean, I am open on Instagram, so yeah, of course. It's public and you can see my pictures, but yeah, I don't know, like...
But we also noticed that there were quite some single women of a certain age, let's say a bit older, 50 plus, going there, and they were with some men, some locals.
Yeah.
So I think this is also a bit of a thing that happens there. We noticed on the beach, which is fine, of course, everybody has to do what they want to do. But yeah, they are not shy, I would say, and they can be quite pushing maybe, especially to women.
Yeah.
Which maybe there are women that like it, I don't know. But
No,
I think for us, our standards, it's a bit too much sometimes.
it's a bit much. Like, once I had to walk alone from the beach, I was like less than 5 minutes walk to the hotel, but I almost got grabbed and really, like, yeah, people really stopped me, and yeah, it just doesn't feel that nice. And I walked on the main boulevard where is all the people.
This was in a touristic place, so maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe that's different because you were not really alone in something really local.
No,
But
thanks
anyway.
God, because I
But
wouldn't want to be.
Maybe end positive. We also met a guy, nice guy on the beach, Iku. And he took us the last day before we left. He said, I know a restaurant. Of course, we asked also a bit, where can we eat and those kind of things. He took him to a restaurant. We went there.
His cousin?
Yeah, his cousins, I think.
Yeah.
So of course he knew them, but it doesn't matter. We ate like super nice food and everything local. And of course cheap. And yeah, that was really nice. So we also had nice experiences, of course.
Yeah, we met other nice people from the hotel. We had
yeah, we were really friendly, like manager.
Yeah.
He was running the hotel and he helped with everything.
Yeah.
So
he was really helpful. He even offered to help with medicines for me when I was sick, and yeah.
No, it's not, but we don't want to be too negative. Well, some things are just how they are, so we cannot make them maybe nicer than they are, or that's how we felt it. Like, anyway, I think we've spoken enough about the people. maybe about another subject we can speak. One of my favorites.
Go ahead.
The food.
Food.
I love food. You don't see it there, but I eat a lot. It's like...
He does. I can confirm.
I
If
just-
he's not sick.
True. If I'm sick, then I don't eat. But I guess that's normal. Anyway, Anda, how did you like the Indian food? Because everybody in the world speaks about the Indian cuisine, huh? Like,
Actually, everybody, like, honestly, I never heard anybody saying they hate Indian food, but I'm not a big fan of Indian food. I mean, I can see, don't get me wrong, like, I
Yeah.
can see why people love it. It's really tasty, but I've been so sick, and I've been sick starting from my stomach. So I think in my head, every time I taste again Indian food, I get back flashbacks of being really sick. So for me, it's really hard to, like, associate Indian food with, like, you know, good feeling as you can have with other types of food. But as I've been sick throughout the month in India, it's just like, it's a bit too much.
it's also, of course, hard to, first of all, eat if you're sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, like, I mean, yeah, like you said, they put a lot of herbs, spices, so it's really tasty. Like,
It is really tasty. There's
you don't know
so
what's going
much
on in your mouth.
taste.
Like,
Yeah.
whoa, so many flavors. Which can be nice, of course, because it's totally different than what we're used to.
Yeah.
For me, it's only, and oh yeah, it's spicy.
It's very spicy.
It is really spicy.
Really
Even if you
spicy.
say sometimes no spicy or like less spicy or a little bit spicy, they still put a lot of spice.
Yeah.
In general, I like it. I like spicy food. The only thing for me was indeed if the times we had really like local food, so also in the morning. Yeah, also at breakfast they can already eat curries and those kind of things, which for me personal, I like more something easy, right? Like
Plain egg.
yeah, like an omelette or a yogurt with muesli or fruits or something like this, and not like 20,000 herbs and that your stomach
fried,
is a bit.
and fried things.
Yeah, they fry also quite a
the
lot.
morning?
So in the morning that's like spicy and a bit indeed oily or fat.
Fat.
Yeah, we also not used to that. So that was sometimes also a challenge, especially in like homestays we stayed when you eat with the locals. Which of course is a nice experience. But after like 3 or 4 days in a row, sometimes we had like, oh yeah, we would like a bit more European breakfast, let's say.
Yeah.
Which you, by the way, also can find, especially in touristic cities or places. So don't stress about that. But yeah, I think it's a bit this, maybe love-hate that you can have with this food. Because it can be really nice. Or indeed, it's just too much.
Every
Or
time
you
we
get sick
had-
from it because...
Every time we had a really nice dish or like, you know, dinner, we tried more things. In local places, they were quite spiced. So every day after, I did not feel well.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it was just way too much. And yeah, we are trained to eat spicy. We did eat spicy, but
Nah, that's something we have been wondering, like, you know, why do we get sick?
yeah,
Probably it's because of traveling, different time zones, climate, food probably. But yeah, we're wondering, is it because it's too spicy, like too many days in a row, because we're not used to that? Or is it maybe something with the hygiene? Because, let's be honest, they have different hygiene standards than we have in Europe. Or if it's mentally. So, of course, we didn't find exactly the one cause. But I think, especially if you're from Europe and you go to India and you go a bit like us, like just eat with the locals, and yeah, I think
But-
you're just not used to it.
but don't get us wrong. We ate with the locals, but in proper places, like in restaurant or in guest houses. Like
Yeah.
we did not eat street food. We did not eat any crazy food that was exposed in the sun or like we ate really responsibly all the time.
Yeah, true.
So this is not the case. Even in Delhi, we ate to proper expensive restaurant. Like we did not try something crazy, so then you can say, oh yeah, of course, if you eat
No, but
like that, you get sick. Because
But even some locals, they say, because I asked, like, yeah, but it was this expensive restaurant and stuff, and it doesn't mean that the food is good, because it can also be for tourists or expensive just to be fancy. And indeed, if you don't see really locals, maybe it is for tourists, which means the food doesn't have to be good. It can be even better in some, let's say, dodgy place where you would not go maybe. So some locals told me that doesn't have to say anything, basically the price. Well, I think in Europe it does normally. You expect more quality, right, for higher price. So that can be tricky, I think, also in India. Like, don't judge the book by its cover, let's say, thing. But yeah, I think I didn't have that I get this sick feeling all the time, so you cannot really enjoy the food. Yeah, for me, like I said, it's only in the mornings. In the evenings, I quite like it. The spicy and, like a good curry. Only not like every day. That's for me too much. Like once in a while, excellent. And drinks, coconuts, of course. A lot of coconuts.
very
We
good
drunk,
coconut.
fresh coconuts. Oh,
Very good pineapple.
oh yeah, fruits. In general, are really nice.
Cheap, nice.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. We ate some fruits,
yeah.
definitely.
In general, we ate vegetarian, especially during the week we had our retreat.
Yeah, let's go to that. Like,
Yeah.
could maybe speak about things we did, or you as a tourist can do in India, or where is India known for. Of course, on the internet you will read about all the temples, and because it is really spiritual country. Like, if you like yoga, it's like perfect. You can go to yoga retreats there. Of course, there's a lot of nature. In the north, like, you even have the Himalaya, and you have a lot of mountainous areas
Which we didn't reach.
which we skipped because we were so sick, unfortunately. It was
we
on
had an attempt.
Yeah. Well, in the south, we went more a bit into the countryside, let's say, or in the forest/jungle, which was nice to see wildlife, like elephants and those kind of things. Well, we can speak about another time, like how wild they live, because the real wildlife, it's of course hard to see. We went to some sanctuary where the animals are kept in literally on chains and stuff, which was a bit sad actually. We saw some animals.
Which were placed there for the tourist reasons, and
Yeah.
we've been told that they've been taken care of because otherwise they would not survive in the jungle. But yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, the elephants were not even able to take one step, not even like 1 centimeter. They were obviously chained. It was obvious that the leg that was chained was less strong than the other 3, or some elephants were chained in 2 legs. Yeah, the only wild animals we saw were the monkeys.
Some snakes.
Yeah, snake in a cage, crocodiles in the cages, deers, they were in a cage, so everything were in the cages, and yeah, birds and monkeys are free to go around.
But now you're also a bit extreme, because we went to a wild sanctuary, which it is like a zoo. We didn't do any jungle hiking or safari or something, which
Yeah,
you will see, I guess, some animals.
I suppose.
We knew they're gonna be kept there.
Yeah, well,
It was
when
not
you
as
read
bad
about
as we-
a sanctuary, you
Yeah.
think about maybe an enclosed area where you see the animals, but by enclosed area we didn't mean literally like a crocodile being in a cage like that. Like,
Yeah, that was sad. Like, that shocked us a bit. That it was a bit, let's say, worse than we expected, which is not
and
nice.
the elephants were like the bad guys. Like, there were some elephants who killed some people, but yeah, I mean, they had a big space like for the sanctuary, but the elephants were just like kept in one place, like chained.
Yeah, they could not walk. That was quite sad, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, they said, because I asked, of course, like, hey, can they not walk? But then they will break out, and sometimes they even can kill people, which is not surprisingly, because I guess they're super angry if you're kept like that. Anyway, that was a bit of a
So yeah,
mixed feeling.
You can see wild
that
animals.
that experience of the sanctuary. But we saw beautiful temples, Taj Mahal, of course, was on our bucket list that we did.
Which, by the way, it's 10 times more for the tourists, or even more.
Yeah,
The price than for the locals.
that's something we note, especially in the north, that I mean, it's fine, you know, we're tourists, we're coming there. We probably have more money than the average Indian that's lived there. So I understand you pay a bit more, but indeed it's like 10, no, even more, sometimes 20 times more than the locals, which is okay. But if you do like a city trip and you go through the whole city and you're gonna watch, I don't know, 8 different things, then even though a single entrance is not that much, but it can add up, of course.
It adds up quickly, because it's like €8, kind of.
Yeah, like per person, 6, so
So-
like it's like €12. So yeah, if you're gonna see, I don't know, 5 different things, it's like easily €60. And not all of them that are that amazing that you're like, oh yeah, this is worth €12 to check. Plus you spend normally, what, 1 hour there? We had this in Delhi a bit. That was not always value for money, to be honest.
No, in the south, it was kind of double the prices for tourists and for locals.
Yeah, still a
for
bit more,
visiting.
but not that crazy. The
Yeah.
difference was not that crazy.
Taj Mahal was really big on my list. I wanted to see it. It's one of the world wonders. Yeah, the building itself, it's impressive. But to reach there, it's a nightmare. It's still, like, I don't know if I can speak about the whole experience, because I still have trauma from it. But it's incredible dirty, it's polluted. We didn't even manage to take proper pictures. First of all, because we arrived there super early in the morning, before the crowds coming from Delhi. So it was misty at the beginning, but then we found out that even if the mist goes away, it's the smog that you don't see very well the building anyway. But yeah, it's very crowded, Taj Mahal. Doesn't matter how early you arrive there, it's just very crowded.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So it's not as romantic as you see all those pictures from Instagram, like, oh, it's just like beautiful and girls in dresses, because it doesn't really go like that. You just like have to keep going. You have to really find a spot when to take a picture for 1 second. If you're not attacked by some monkeys or like whatever, it's just so many things happening in there. It's crazy. And to reach Taj Mahal itself, you're really lucky if you're just dropped from a bus, because if you have to stay in Agra is extremely dirty. We've seen on the streets people peeing, human poop. Could literally not breathe in because the smell was so sharp at some point of the day, especially like during the daytime. Really strong smells, smoke, incredible dirt. Yeah, something really, really crazy. Like, I could not be prepared for such thing ever.
So conclusion, go there, amazing. No, it's like, well, I don't know if it's good, but I'm happy we saw it, and that's it. Like, we don't go back, I think, there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is, yeah, it's crazy. Especially because we want to go with the local train and because we like local things. But I think for us, and I think we're used to quite some stuff from traveling, and I mean, some stuff has to happen before our limits are reached, I think. But it has been reached several times in India, yeah, that's for sure. That's maybe what we're looking for also, because now if you look back, like, I know, it feels better than in the moment, of course, because you can feel uncomfortable or not clean or sick, or, you know, that's not nice. But yeah, our limits has been reached there several times. So if you're looking for that, of course, like,
Test your limits.
well, that's also when you develop and grow, of course.
Yeah, it was not nice when we were there in the story, and I don't think it's nice even later on, but it's for sure an experience. It got me quite sick. I'm still recovering from it. I don't know. I really wait for that time when I will say, yes, I know I learned so much in this trip, or it managed to develop me in certain ways, but I think more that I learned is what I don't want to see, what I don't want to bother with, and what I don't want, rather than what I want, or like what I need, or anything else. Besides Taj Mahal, we saw many other temples, what we managed, because most of the time we were lazy and sick. And Jelte did surf.
Well, in the south again, of course. In the north, there's not really beach.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did one of my dreams, actually, to try surfing lessons, which was really cool.
He was really good. First time on the board, first time up.
Nice.
Nothing new, he doesn't need lessons, but yeah, whatever.
I did. No, it was nice. It was really cool. Which you can do in, I think, the whole south coast, basically. You have like surfing spots, and really affordable also. What did I pay? Like
15 euros.
Yeah, like 15 euros for a 1.5 hour lesson. Board included, some t-shirts. So, I mean, you don't find that in Europe, I guess. Which was really cool, and of course, good waves. So yeah, that's really nice to do there. So you can definitely do some extreme sports also there.
Yeah.
Also hiking, climbing, all those kind of things.
And we also did a retreat, an Ayurvedic retreat that we started to speak about, but we got caught up. That was something that I really wanted, because I learned about yoga last year or 2 years ago. I did my yoga teacher's training course, and during the course we learned about Ayurveda, which is actually an ancient knowledge which was used before the medicine that we know it nowadays. Of course, people still treated themselves back in the days, not only with paracetamol. And yeah, that was something that I really wanted to learn about. So the south of India is known for Ayurveda, and we decided to take a 1 week retreat, which mainly meant a big cleanse, because that's how it starts. Every, like, you want to build something, you have to clean first.
Yeah, and spoiler alert for people like me that are not that familiar with it.
I was also not aware of.
Big cleaning means cleaning on the outside, which is nice, of course, like full body massage, but you also get the cleaning inside, which I know I was not aware of, even after the like constellation we had with the doctor, that they explained a bit how everything works. I don't know why, but I missed that part somehow.
Me too. We got caught by surprise with oils in every hole of our body.
Yeah, we got caught by surprise. We literally got a big injection with oil inside of us, so that was a bit less nice, but of course we were open to the whole experience, and we were like, let's see what's gonna happen. So and it is true, after a week you feel, I felt really clean and relaxed, and
it was an experience. So during that time we also had to take it easy, because first it got us really tired. So yeah, the experience itself, it's also about calming down and
eating healthy,
and
it's a bit more, you're a bit more busy with yourself and your way of living, which is nice to reflect so now and then on that.
Yeah, so that's also, like, besides my first 2 weeks when I was sick, I got a bit better. Then we got for a week this treatment in which we took it super easy, didn't really do anything. And then
Laying on the beach, surfing.
Yeah, and then I got a few days a bit back, and then I got back sick, and I'm still sick. A month and
Anna was finally better. Now I hear your
2 weeks.
nose already.
Yeah.
Yeah, great life traveling.
But yeah, Ayurvedic retreat is something that you can for sure do.
Yeah,
we have the contact for the best doctor that was recommended to us as well. That Jelte found out.
Yeah, we have some some recommendations if you would like. Of course, let us know. So that was really cool to do there in the south. Yeah, that was. Yeah, and I think in general, if you like shopping, like of course India has so many like clothes, jewelry, a lot, precious stones, of course gold, silver things, which is also a whole
Silk,
experience.
Pashmina, as they say, cashmere.
Whatever, you can buy a lot of things there if you like, and cheap, of course. So
cheap, beautiful, handmade, mostly done by people locally. Yeah, beautiful. We couldn't buy anything because we have way too many things already with us. But
that's the great excuse always, and it's true.
Yeah, it's
because
true.
people always. Sometimes you want to.
I would have wanted to buy certain things.
You bought
really
some nice
beautiful.
stuff, some nice stones.
There are beautiful, beautiful things there that you can find. You have to know where to find them because we got
tip maybe.
tricked many times. But if you want to buy jewelry, just ask for a certification.
Yeah.
Because there's many vendors and you cannot trust anybody, and they will literally sell you a bracelet saying it's sapphires and the price will drop from, I don't know, €100 to really quickly 50, but anyway they probably bought it for 5. So
yeah, we saw several times the same bracelet, let's say, and indeed from $250 to $50, and they all say it's real stone and all the stuff and real silver. But yeah, how can it be such a big price difference? And we spoke also with a jewelry guy that I think was a bit more trustworthy. Anyway, but he said, yeah, it's fake, and always ask for a certificate from the stones, which they have to give you. So, and if they can't, of course, maybe that's a like little
there's
alarm
a reason
bell.
why they cannot. Yeah.
But of course, it's up to you. But that's something we didn't think about actually.
No.
Which was a nice tip from the guy. Just ask for a certificate, and then you can already maybe see their reaction and based on that make your decision.
Oh yeah, and we've also been dropped at certain cooperative big shops where they have everything. So literally in Delhi it happened to us, then also in the south we took a mini tuk-tuk tour. So every driver will drop you to a big shopping area where they have everything from carpets to
and basically
jewels, and
you don't ask to go there.
Yeah, nobody's asking that.
And they drop you there because of course the taxi driver gets commissions, and it's a, I won't say it's a scam, but it is part of a bigger, well, let's say affiliate program.
They say it's made by locally sourced, like it's locally sourced, made by locals, or like from the mountains, or from people who don't have enough money, and they really need to sell those things because they will help the families, and it's a big story, and you get tea, and it's usually somebody that speaks good English, so you get in a big story. The prices are overpriced, higher than what you can find, and I don't know, the products look the same, so it's up to you if you can get out of there without anything, or you want. I think
India is also a bit known for that, but indeed, when you travel basically everywhere, just protect yourself from anything. Like we already said in the beginning, maybe about the people that they always try to sell something. India is quite known, I think, for having scams, and it's easy to get tricked by them because they look friendly and all that stuff. So for me, it's always like, what I always apply is like, you keep your distance, let's say, and I'm always like, if I did not ask for such a thing that they give to me or whatever, like, it's already kind of a no-go because I don't ask for it. So they try to push something on you.
Yeah.
So just be careful and also be clear. Like sometimes there have been people try to scam us with some tuk-tuk and they try to bring us to some office and we have to buy tickets there, which is all kind of fake. If you just say no, I want to go there, and you just become a bit more, I will not say angry,
be assertive.
but yeah, if you become a bit more strict and direct, that also helps a lot. And a tip for the Indian people that try to do this, I don't understand it because I think if you treat tourists like the opposite, like nice, you probably get tips and in the end you get more because now, but yeah, still probably some people fall for this, so they make some money with this, that's why they're doing it. But I think long term, if you treat them nice in general, and some people of course do this.
Some people do treat you nice, but they still want money, and it's obvious they want money from you.
No, but then it's up to us to give it or not.
Yeah.
Because if we feel good, so that's my tip for the Indian people that try to scam. I don't know, I think the opposite approach would be, in the end, would be better long term anyway. Because now people speak about scams and those kind of things, which maybe scares people. Anyway.
But
We never felt, that's what we have to say, I think, we never felt really unsafe and we went even late night in some dodgy streets. Maybe it's because, I don't know, you're with a man, so that's different, I don't know.
No, in general, yeah, I didn't watch that like always, hold my bag or like really feel unsafe on the street. That was okay. But yeah, there were scammers everywhere. Like I literally couldn't trust any nice person because they wanted something from us. We overpaid many things. Probably some people who deserved more, like a tip from us, we didn't pay just because it was a big mess in our head. Like everybody just trying to, get even a penny from you, and it was.
No, I don't feel like that. Because always when we ate nice or something and more local, I know we give generous tips, I think, always.
Yeah.
So, because we want to and we like to help them and, they did something good for us and they made nice food and they were friendly, okay, fine. Mm-hmm. But indeed, on the street...
We help them, yeah, so there are some people like beggars on the street that they would stop you to give them
you
money.
mean overpaid that, of course, you go to taxi driver and you're like a European, then they say a higher price than...
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Even sometimes you still negotiate, of course, and you get a lower price, but you never know if it was too much or not, or probably.
It was many times we overpaid, but it doesn't matter, like, it's fine, I mean...
Yeah, it's also, looking from our side, it's a couple of euros always, like...
Yeah.
Like relatively, let's say.
No, but it's just the idea that they will try to squeeze every penny, and I see why, because it's different, really different lifestyle in India than in Europe. Like you cannot compare. In India,
True.
for few pennies you get, I don't know, huge portion of rice. You get far with few pennies. For us, you don't get anywhere. And it's different story. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel sometimes bad about this because then I negotiate and I'm negotiating about like 50 euro cents or something, and like, oh, what am I actually doing?
Yeah.
But then it's more this game of negotiating, I think. But anyway, I think that's. What else can you say about for tourists? Because I think we're talking already quite
about
for a while.
money. You need cash.
Yeah. Money, indeed, maybe important subject like budgeting, maybe a bit we can speak about. And money, indeed, cash is king in India. Like if you have cash, you can pay everywhere. Card, not that often, or they will say the machine is broke and all kind of stuff because, of course, they have to report this to the government and.
Yeah, the
there's
machine
a reason, of course.
never works actually. But
yeah. So make sure you have cash, which I was surprised it's not even that much if you want to take out of an ATM. It's like 1 or 2 euros based on the amount you take out. Mm-hmm. There are some limits for the amount. I think you could only take like 100 euros at a time or $100 from the ATM. So if you need a bit more money, you need to do several times. But it's not that crazy, the fees for getting the money out. So I think it is okay to take out in India itself at ATMs. So you don't have to per se come with a bag full of money to India to exchange. But I think that's a still cheaper option. That you take your euros or dollars and you exchange them in an exchange office. Also depends if you're in a remote area or in a big city. So cash is king indeed. They have rupees. Like everything is, I would say, firmly cheap in general. But yeah, then you probably have Jelte, what is cheap.
Yeah, a bottle of water of 1 liter, that was like 20 cents.
Yeah, it's like 20 euro cents. Fruits are super cheap, I have to say.
Yeah, like one banana, like 10 cents.
Average accommodation, I think, for us, if you spend between 20 and 30 euros for 2 persons, you find decent, like 2-3 star hotels, nothing fancy, of course. Good homestays also in that budget range.
A dinner would be between 15 euros.
Yeah, around 15 euros, I think we spent on average on a dinner, which we don't really like watch the money, so we take sometimes starter or dessert. Let's say we eat properly. 15 euros, yeah, you're fine. Breakfast can be cheap. We normally do breakfast and lunch together. So, yeah, I think we spent like, let's say, between 20-30 on accommodation per day, average, and like make it 20 euros for like food. So it's like 50 euros, I think, per day. In India, you live really decent.
You can make it way cheaper. Like
You can make
we
it
were
definitely.
above the budget. Like if you really want simple food, you can eat for 2 euros.
Mm-hmm.
You take curry, it's for 2 euros you're full of curry.
Yeah, or like street food, it's way cheaper. But yeah, we were like, indeed, as we said, we were sick, so avoiding that a bit.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, and apart from that, like taxis are cheap, tuk-tuks. Yeah, it's like serious, like I don't know, half an hour drive for like a couple of euros. Like it's almost nothing.
Yeah.
Entrances, as we said, in the north we found a bit more expensive for like museums and activities than in the south. Yeah. What else?
I know. So India is cheap. If you want to spend a long time there, you can't get bored because there's so many things. It's so huge. We've only done very, very little because I've been quite sick. So after a bit of discovering the north, I was not into anything else. I just wanted to, cool down and just like chill and
Recover
get
and
better.
chill.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, like we said in the beginning, to come to conclusion, I think. Yeah, it has so many things to offer.
Yeah.
If you'd ask me, would you come back? I would come back for certain parts. Also certain parts I don't have to see. Like I've seen it, done that kind of thing.
I don't think I'm ready to go back. For me, it's been really difficult, really hard.
Yeah, you didn't really enjoy it, I think.
I was in a continuous fight. Fight.
Yeah, that changes also a bit, because if I hear you speaking, for example, I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't experience it that bad. Even though we were together in that. Because probably I was like more, like literally happy and energetic, so then you can enjoy it a bit more, I think. But yeah, it is, I think, conclusion, it is really challenging.
It's very challenging.
It's really challenging. We have seen some stuff, let's say, traveling. But yeah, India is like, we're also like, there's nothing like India the same, because, Thailand, Vietnam can be maybe a bit alike, certain things. But India is just, for us, I think it's just India. Like
it's another
crazy.
planet.
Yeah, the people, everything.
It's another planet.
It's
planet India. Like.
So if you're interested, of course, definitely go there. I mean, in general, it is safe. It is easy in a way of, you can easily take taxis, those kind of things to travel there. Trains.
You can speak easy English. Even Indians between them speak English because they have many languages. They don't understand each other. So, yeah. Yeah,
they're definitely also good parts. I think, for us it was like, it was quite tough.
Very
to be
tough.
honest.
Very tough.
And of course on the internet you only hear the nice, amazing this and that, like, I don't really believe it all the time, because if you're from, I think, Europe, it is, it will test you on different areas, for sure. And we felt that. which now maybe it's, I don't know, an enrichment, right, for our life, but yeah, it was also sometimes not that fun, honestly. Anyway, I think we're done.
Yep.
Otherwise, we keep speaking. We can probably make more podcasts, but we're now going to continue here in Malaysia. So probably next episode is about that. Well, thank you for watching.
Thanks.
I make an end to this. Of course, if you like it, put the like button, hit the like button. If you want to see more content and you want to be up to date, you can also subscribe on our channel if you already didn't. And yeah, we looking forward to make more content about our traveling, and we keep you up to date. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.
Bye bye.